Hello, my name is Luke Keller, and I am in English class 1102 JY. Today, I will be discussing my literature review over index funds. So, what is an index fund? An index fund is a type of mutual fund or exchange traded fund that seeks to track the return of a market index. Examples of famous index funds include the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and the Russell 3000. There is constant debate on what is the best way to get sustained investments. The research questions we will be talking about today are: what is the best way to invest in the market and sustainably make money? And do index funds provide the best answer for the common investor, or can individual stocks give you a greater chance to hit the jackpot? In this literature review today, through research and facts, we will show you that index funds are the best way for the common investor to make money in the market sustainably and over the long period of time. Sustainability is what makes a stock. How will said stock be able to perform over a long period of time? Omer Tan's Mutual Fund Performance Evidence from South Africa evaluates the performance of these funds over a period of 5 years and 10 months. With returns of up to 15.9%, these index funds blew the previous stocks these developing countries tried to employ. These funds require patience, something Anders Haagensen in Gambling Like Day Trading During the COVID-19 Pandemic incorporates how not everyone has. New investors become impatient and as a result are bound to lose money. Fish adds on to this in her GameStop and the Reemergence of the Retail Investor. With investors, the investors default on their margin loans, and sustainability is present, but it requires much patience. So, what is an individual stock? Well, an individual stock is a share of any publicly traded company. Individual stock investing is when the investor selects a single stock, for example, a share in a major company, and invests all of his fortune in that single stock. Individual stocks are highly volatile, competitive, and of a company. Omer Tan ran a study over multiple index funds, and as a result, they were found to be risk-free and allowed for the investor to step back. 8.19% returns on the S&P 500 over the last 20 years is very solid and is the ultimate goal of what any investor is looking for. Going into individual stocks, it is important to have diversity and split stocks, Fish explains. It will still not be index funds, and we saw that with Warren Buffett's bet he made the hedge funds over a 10-year period, betting them $1 million that he would not beat the index funds. And as a result, the index funds won, and these hedge funds who make billions every year getting people to give them their money to have the perfect individual stocks were not able to simply beat the S&P 500, not that over a long period of time. Haagensen explains that these individual stocks can be compared to a gambling addiction. There's fast, quick money in it, but the money will not last forever. Individual stocks just keep adding up, but it is important to invest money in index funds as that will get money over periods of time and not individual stocks. With that brings us to our last topic, volatility. Volatility can be defined as liability to change rapidly and unpredictably, especially for the worse. Investing is meant to have your money put down and not looked at again. TAN studies showed over periods like months and days, the stocks were nearly impossible to predict. Only over the course of time were they able to predict what would happen. In TAN study, particularly 5 years and 10 months. People try to get their stocks in days, even a matter of minutes, and expect to get something positive out of it. When we see that days, months, even years sometimes show that stocks are not always predictable. We saw Hackinson specialize in stocks during the pandemic. Whenever a major event occurs, like the pandemic, individual stocks are especially prone to full-on collapse. Whether they're in the business of going outdoors, like during the COVID-19 pandemic, a stock can completely flip over, and there is nothing you can do about it if you have all of your money in said stock. But this does not just come down to individual investors. Even hedge funds, people who work their whole life on this, have fallen victim to this and fall victim to this every single day. Fish shows us how they tried to short the GameStop stock in 2020, and as a result, many went bankrupt, completely bankrupt. Individual stocks in day trading can change with a snap of a finger. Diversify your profile and invest in index funds if you want to create the best sustainable money. Sticking on to the topic of volatility, one piece that really stood out to me in Omer Tan's piece was the Trevor and Mousy analysis. In this analysis, he took 10 of the index funds over this period of time and put it up for this test. In this test, out of the 10, only one came back negative. A 90% win rate on index funds really showed through this and shows how successful they are. This can be compared to the 26% win rate of individual stocks over a 20-year period compared to that of index funds. Methodology. So for these sources, I picked a very diverse group. I wanted something that kind of talked about every topic. So for the overall main one was Omer Tan's mutual fund performance. That one, it kind of gave, excuse me, it gave the overall talk about index funds. And for Jill Fish and Hackinson's, these two were more took the side of individual stocks and day trading. So I feel like these three kind of all work together, and I was able to get my main point across in Omer Tan's with index funds and how they performed over long periods of time. And then Fish and Hagginson really provided a great topic as well on individual stocks and how day trading is so common in today's society. Through these studies, like the Trevor and Mousy method and Tan's overall results, um, we were able to find that index funds are the clear favorite to building sustainable portfolio, and over time, index funds will win. You know, the allotted periods of time allow for diversity to work out, and these index funds are not just simply taking random individual stocks. They're taking top companies in the entire world and putting them all together. So it historically, it's never failed. Obviously, history is always bound to change, but up until this point, from the opening of the stock market, index funds have been a safe and easy bet. Here's my synthesis matrix, where I was able to break down what each article, peer review scholarly article, did for me. And each of these articles, like I said earlier, gave me their own flavor, their own taste, and when put all together, I feel like I was able to get my point across of why index funds are basically the only option for money sustained over a long period of time. And we saw through these other two that day trading, individual stocks, high lows, it's a roller coaster, but at the end of the day, it's not going to get where you need it to be. This paper really pushed me. It pushed me to limits I haven't been before. The news analysis, originally through composition two, the news analysis essay. Getting my sources together, getting the format together was really a big struggle for me. And as we moved on in the literature review, I was able to kind of get it more down. But just getting the topics, I've learned so much, and a big part of revising my paper, transitions, ensuring the paper was format. It all came together towards the end of the year, and it was an enjoyable experience. It wasn't always fun, but overall I learned a lot, which in my things makes it enjoyable. Here's my works cited page, and I want to say thank you for watching. Um, Here are some of my credits, and hope you guys enjoyed learning about index funds. Thank you.